Hi guys, Robert Bruce Anderson again, video number 4 in the research section in the Starting Your Own Woodworking Business course. Okay, right, we now get to research online. Okay, now you've done keyword research, which is important enough here where you've looked up your keywords, key buyer keywords and other things, okay? But now we're going to take the online side and have a look at it. We've done the offline, which was magazines, shopping malls, trade shows, craft markets. You've looked at those to see if the item you want to make sure, all your ideas that you've got listed here, what they're going to look like or work like when you've done that research, what your opposition are doing, what colors they're doing, how big, how small, what price, all of that. Okay, now let's go to the online, and I'm not going to go into this in detail. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items are going to cover, actually this one too, into one quick video here, whereas truth is I could do a half an hour Etsy research video for you. Here's what you've got to do. Go to Etsy, open the web, and any of them, Etsy, Amazon, and classifieds, meaning, Craigslist, eBay, they're all the same thing really. But don't just, like classifieds, don't just do one. Search for the top 10 biggest. Take your list of benches, bird feeders, cow hoof scrapers. I've got no idea what you put on your list here of potential ideas, and then go to each one of these and have a look at if they're selling there. So now let me tell you a bit by bit as we go. Etsy is far more, obviously it's craft community, so it's going to be more craft orientated. And I happen to know from research, incidentally, the course I mentioned somewhere in one of the earlier videos that I've got for researching the best craft business idea. Inside that, so sorry, it's going to cost you $10 to find that out. I've shown you a site that gives you Etsy details and facts that actually tells you who their best sellers are. So it's not Etsy, it's another site that has some kind of algorithm that digs into Etsy and says, okay, the top 10 sellers from New Zealand. And what are they selling? And you can go and look and see what their turnover is. It's incredible. Okay, so it's not that important unless you really want to dig down into craft related. Let me just say that, for example, on Etsy, the top sellers are the guys with those, what they called, those cutters. Oh, my nerves. This is bad. Laser cutters, I think they're called. But they're not what I know them as. Bad luck, Rob. But anyway, where they're cutting out letters and shapes of things and things that you would do with laser cutting. So, and they're selling those as small gift size things. Little things like signs for somebody, your kid's bedroom door that says Belinda's bedroom, keep out. And they're using these programmed computer cutters to produce these letters out of plywood, and then they dolly them up a bit or just clean them up and sell it. And they're selling street numbers and all sorts of things. Those guys are doing $100,000 turnover a month, some of them. So Etsy is not out of reach if you're happy with crafty related stuff. And it needn't be, you can do smaller things like dog kennels perhaps. So you need to have a look to see. Your problem there is always the bigger you go, the more the shipping. And my complaint, if you like, with places like Etsy is I believe that the work on a small item is almost the same as the work on a big item, and somebody doesn't want to pay for the small item. So in other words, if I did a jewelry gift box inlaid that was as big as my hand, and that all it held were earrings, and I charged a figure for it, I'm not even going to guess a figure for you here, and I charged a figure for that. If I made a jewelry box holder or a toolbox holder or a what do you call those things for weddings when your troth box, doesn't matter, a big box anyway, and I'm talking big, like a meter by whatever, people expect that box to be like 5-10 times the price, and in fact it's just the wood that's more expensive. Your inlay work is similar, your edging and your hinges very, very close. So I'm a little bit sort of reluctant to suggest that you go for the small items if the big items are more profitable. Remember that. So dig into Etsy, have a good look. Amazon is a brilliant, brilliant way to sell your product. People, I tell you, far stronger than Etsy. Amazon are developing new selling portal systems. I call it portal systems, where you can book and sell your stuff through them easier and easier every day. Amazon is growing in leaps and bounds. The basic system is called FBA, which is Fulfillment by Amazon, where you simply manufacture let's think of something that's not likely to be a problem. Benches, problem. Grandfather clocks, probably a problem. I don't actually know how much Amazon would charge to deliver your Amazon clock that you've managed to ship to them, to their stores or their warehouses. But anyway, you'd have to look into that. So, but you'd have to go to Amazon and look through your list. Remember, you've got a list you're working on, huh? At the same time, by the way, if you're going through Amazon and think of something that you would prefer to make, walking sticks. Hey, maybe it's worth going back and looking at all of these things again with the idea of doing walking sticks. I'm not sure it's a clever idea, by the way, but you get where I'm going. Researching it, trolling through Amazon. Don't do it in 15 minutes, guys. Spend a few hours looking at it and being sure that it is the best. I mean, you just keep listing things that are made of wood, all the way from speaker boxes to, I got the idea, a wooden shoe horn thing that hooks your shoes off. I don't think people use those anymore either. But look at it, find out. You could go with the retro stuff, you could go with modern stuff, you could go with high-tech things that have got, you make the wooden things, but you inlay digital stuff that you can buy, electronics. In other words, you make a wooden, bamboo. I've seen bamboo watches, bamboo calculators, bamboo desk things. All of those will sell fantastic on Amazon. Okay, so classifieds the same. Go to eBay, and search for hours. I'm telling you, this research will give you such an in-depth look at what you didn't know about or what you thought was, and you'll find out. And by the way, if you get a thing and that you didn't do it when you did your keyword research, go back to the keyword research and do it all again. Okay? I've got a keyword research trick that I've hopefully put onto my Facebook group. So join Things to Make and Sell on Facebook and ask me for that keyword research trick. It's just in the Google search. It's a short trick. It's cool. Anyway, it'll help you see if there's a demand for it for your local search and for your international search, because you will know then if it's likely to. With Amazon, for example, you could already still be doing the dog kennels, but then you sell a range of chewable, is there such a thing, wooden toys for dogs? Don't do that, I don't think. But maybe bird cage accessories out of wood. Now those are light and ship, and you could easily do that through Amazon. So you would have found that out. I just thought of that out of my head now, but maybe it's a big thing, or maybe it's not. Until you've researched the Etsy, Amazon, classifieds, and even Pinterest side of the online, you will not know. Pinterest, just log in and put the keyword in. Bird feeder, dogs, benches, dog couches, dog whatever. Bird cage accessories, wooden bird cages. Take care, they're not birds that can eat their way out of there. But you see what I'm saying? Lots and lots of ideas. Your research will bring stuff up. Something while I'm on this, and I sort of just mentioned it, but I'm thinking of it now, and I'd like to point this out to you, is if you go back to your original idea, and let's say it was, let me pick something that I vaguely mentioned before, fishing and wooden stuff. So you start to think of all these wooden things you can make for fishermen, and your core product is this bench that folds up with a handle that it's like a suitcase, but when you get there, it does click, 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 and it's personalized. So you've made it that you've done a wooden inlay that says this is Rob's fishing box, because that's what's going to make it work for the gift market. When you're ranking for gifts or ranking for fishing items on Amazon, you've put it there, and it's expensive. You make it exclusive that people are paying a higher price than if they went to their local fishing store and bought a plastic folding fishing bench. There are enough fly fishing maniacs out there with enough money that could keep you busy forever. Okay, so my point is not that, is to say, once you're making those, think of the add-on products and the related products that will work and give you a bigger range of choices and prices and things that will make your business then far more successful, because somebody who can't afford that hand inlaid folding fishing thing and the 3 chairs that go with it, but maybe he's happy just with a clip on, I got no idea, wooden peak for his cap made out of wood that's inlaid. Hell, I don't think they will, but you get where I'm going. Think of it and do it right. Okay, use your images through all that. When I say, I'm going to finish this one in here to analyze all that information, guys, obviously by now you are starting to have information pouring out of your ears. The good news is that you should have by now got done with a list of what you started with, and you now got it down to more specific items that your keyword research has proven that it will sell. Your folding fishing table. You found them on classifieds. You found them on Amazon. You've seen nothing on Etsy, I doubt. But you get where I'm going. Is that you've realized, okay, cool, there is a core niche for this. There are 1,000 people internationally that look it up. Locally, problem. But locally in the country, now you go back to this, if that's that fishing product, and you go back to looking at trade shows that relate to fishing. You see, so now you might have to travel, hell, clean across to another country. I know a guy who does that with most beautifully turned salt and pepper shakers out of exotic woods and pens. He turns these things that are stunning. They're all fairly small. The woods are stunning the way he does them, and they're not cheap. But during his off time, he's on all the local craft markets, and he does fine. They sell enough for him to pay his bills. But when he does these big international trade shows, he goes there and stores order from him. Thank you, these are stunning. I'll take 10 sets of these and 4 of those, and he does great. So those are from trade shows through something fairly weird and unique. I was impressed that he can sell enough salt and pepper shakers to earn a living, but it does work. Okay, so take and analyze all these things you've got. Look at things, compare things to your list, add the things to your list, do a spreadsheet, do an Excel sheet, do it all by hand, put it in little cut-out pieces of paper and shift them around on your dining room table. I don't care how you do it, but start to get down to where you come back to the 2 products that you are sure these are going to work. And you know what? There's nothing, now that you've done it right, run it through this entire system again to see that you are not taking a chance, that you've got your analysis done correctly. Then you're going to get on to the next video, which I'm going to cover you, which is the costing and the manufacturing of all of that. The next phase in your research. Cool. On to the next video. Thanks. Cheers.